Hey, what's going on, Flyers fans, and welcome back to Clear the Ice here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network, a Flyers post-game show. And you know what? They battled hard, and they outplayed the Kings for a good part of this game, all about one period. Had a 4-2 lead, and it looked like they were playing to preserve the lead and not win the game, and that's ultimately what's going to kind of cost this team as they just, again, don't have the horses in the barn to take them over the finish line. And when you have a 4-2 lead, which is a good lead to have, but when you still have 20 minutes of hockey left to play against a team like the Kings, you can't go back into prevent mode. You have to continue to attack, and the Flyers were unable to continue or keep up the momentum with the offense as they fell tonight 5-4 at a spirited game, a game that you really don't expect to see on a back-to-back for both teams now. The Flyers and Kings both were going back-to-back, and, they played pretty well. It was not a goal. It was not a night for the goalies. Kovaslav was didn't look good. He looked out of position a few times. He looked indecisive on a few other plays. Two of the goals, especially as we get ready to break these goals down, there's at least two of them, and maybe even three that you can't give up. And as you know, so the goaltending quandary for the Flyers continues as they kind of try to figure working out new goalies and whatever, and trying to see what they have there. Michkov, it was good to see him get back on the plus side with a goal tonight, especially 5-on-5. That's been a rarity for him. Now, 5 out of his 12 goals have been on 5-on-5, which is good. Maybe he's acclimating a little bit more. Konechny, interesting game tonight for Travis. That bad pass that created the breakaway, which he is kind of the recipient of or the executor of, but Zamula put him in a bad spot to make that pass. But then he goes and he body checks Jamie Drysdale at one point. Thankfully, he body checked Jamie Drysdale, because if he would hit a Kings player at that point, it would have been an interference penalty. So I guess you got to kind of take the good with the bad, but not a great game for Konechny. A little bit indecisive with the puck himself tonight. Passed up many opportunities to shoot the pass. But all in all, Flyers fall tonight 5-4 in a spirited, fun game in LA. As now they're 1-1 in their SoCal trip, as they will now shift their scenes to San Jose on New Year's Eve. And we'll get into this game in a minute. But remember, this show is brought to you by the good folks over here at the It's a Wrap Sports Network, who need your help. Please like and subscribe, share it out, help us grow this network into the year 2025 as we're wrapping up our first. Well, it's not really our first year. We came into existence in October, so we're wrapping up our first calendar kind of year in existence. But help us out as we grow this thing forward. Let's do some admin work here on the game for the Flyers. The healthy scratches were your usual suspects: Eric Johnson, Ivan Fedotov, and here's not a usual suspect: the recently recalled Oli Lixell. Healthy scratch. There was some debate heading into this game whether or not Lixell was going to get the activation in lieu of Michkov. Michkov, who had been struggling, was sat yesterday in the third period, not given an opportunity at the end of that game to play. There was some, speculation around whether or not, Michkov would be sat tonight, but he responded well. And Lixell did get the healthy scratch. For the Kings, it was Andres Eglin, Akili Thomas, and Arthur Kuliava, who were scratched for the Kings. In between the pipes for the Flyers, we mentioned it already, Kovaslav, not his best game as he continues to sort of figure himself out, along with the other Flyer goalies. Let's look at his line for the night. I mean, he was active. I like his lateral movement. I like the way he plays the game, but he just seems unready at times. He seems unsure of what to do at times. And as, again, when we get into the breakdown of the goals, you're going to see what I mean. Kovaslav faced 20 shots tonight, stopped 15 of them for a putrid .750 save percentage. Not a good game for him. 5 goals is too goddamn many. For the Kings in net tonight, it was David Riddick. He faced 21 shots, saved 17 of them for a 8.1 or .810 goals save percentage. So the Flyers outshot the Kings for the game 21-20. The Kings out power played the Flyers. Kings were 1 for 1 on the power play. The Flyers 0 for 1 on their lone power play of the game. Flyers blocked 20 shots tonight, only gave the puck away 11 times. I'll take that. And took the puck away 5 times on the game. So there you have your admin notes. And I guess we can lottie-dottie everybody. Let's break the goals down. So the Kings would get things rolling early in this game in the 5:14 mark of the first period. Kevin Fiala is 14th from LaPerriere is 13th, and Dino his 16th of the season. And let's bring his bad boy up. And then we're going to get right into the goaltending issues right off the bat here. But let's bring this thing up. By the way, in the 2 games these 2 teams have played so far, I guess they played about 10 days apart, 20 goals have been scored in these 2 games. 7-3 the first time around, now 5-4 this time around. 20 goals in the last 2 games. And, of course, I had the privilege of breaking down both games. So they really put me to work. But let's get it going here. Puck inside the Flyers zone. It's going to be a turnover out there in neutral ice as the Flyers are going to – oh, wait, no, I got the wrong goal. I got the wrong goal. Man. Kings won. All right, there it is. Sorry about that. A little technical issue. I had the wrong goal. I had the beautiful Forrester breakaway, which we'll get to in a second. That was nice. That was a nice goal. All right. Puck behind the Kings Flyer net. Cam York with the giveaway as the Kings are going to control it and move it back around. I want everybody to kind of keep an eye on Kovasov right here. See how he goes down? Now, see, this is a technique that goalies do when the puck is behind the net. It's to stop a potential stuff-in play, right? He goes down and he kind of starts, and it's also to see beyond, his defenders and whatnot. So this is a technically sound move. The problem is he stays down, and as the puck is circulated back around, he stays down. He's too slow. He's caught puck watching. As you can see, his head's up, he's watching the puck, but he's staying down. And look at what he's giving away right here. He's giving all this away, and Fiala sees it. Now, this by percentage is not a high percentage scoring opportunity. It's not. It's just technically a bad play by the goalie as he's down. He's on the ground, and he's giving Fiala the entire corner of the net to shoot at. And Fiala's going to reciprocate that by banging it home right there. And there you have it, 1-0. Again, just a bad goal. Technically a bad goal. You put yourself in a bad position to try to make that save. It was technically played well going around the net. But here's the problem. He's watching the puck, and he stays down. He doesn't get back up. Obviously, the puck is not coming towards him at this point. The puck is going back out to the corner. But Kovasov is watching the puck, and he's not getting back on his feet. And he doesn't – in the NHL, not seeing the KHL, he probably would have had time to get back up. But not in this league. This league is too fast. And you gotta be one step ahead of every play. And there you have the Kings' gift goal, if you will, for the 1-0 lead early on. So, Barb, how you doing? By the way, for those of you who are tuned in at this late hour, I appreciate that. It's the beautiful thing about West Coast hockey. Still giving up 5 goals a game. I don't know what to do. Either do Kovasov and Arson at this point, Barbara. But the Flyers, though, would respond as the Tyson Forrester, the goal I just showed you erroneously earlier. Forrester, his 10th at the 8:17 mark, would get the game knotted up 1-1 from his 10th from Cam York, his 6th, and Travis Sanheim, his 15th. And this was a really fun goal. Let's play it here, because this is a play that the Flyers have been very negligent on all season long. And that's that long, that pass that we talked about, that transition, the out pass, create a odd man rush, create a breakaway, something that the Flyers feasted on all of last season that they have been negligently bad all season this year with. And it's been one of the problems that they're struggling with. Well, here we're going to get a good one here. Now, the pass is pretty bad, but I got to give Tyson Forrester a lot of credit here, as he's going to so the pass is, as you can see, it's kind of behind him, but Forrester does a good job of first catching the pass, and then he's going to use his body to kind of screen the puck, and he's still skating full speed at this whole entire time, goes in a beautiful breakaway, using his body to shield the stick. Just a very technically sound goal, and I'm glad he got credit. I'm glad he got the goal, because that was just too much work, too much really good work to put in to not score on that breakaway. So there you have it. Forrester's 10th at 8:17 of the first period to tie things up 1-1. And, it was already starting to kind of think like, oh, it was going to be one of those nights. And here we go, because Scott Lawton would continue to scoring at the 14:09 mark of the first period, his 8th from Michkov, his 17th, and Frost, his 10th of the season, assist-wise, to give the Flyers a 2-1 lead. 4 goals scored in that first period, folks, by the way. As again, it was going to be one of them nights with these two teams, 20 goals in 2 games that these teams have faced each other this season. Let's bring this bad boy up. All right, so the Flyers coming out of the zone and got the numbers, got a nice little 3-on-2 happening. Again, this has actually been a nightmare for the Flyers. Is whenever they have an odd man rush, they're very indecisive. They're very unsure where to go, unsure what to do. This has been one of the things that has been frustrating me about the Flyers all season long. They were amazing with this type of stuff last year. This year, they're like a half a step behind. And they kind of messed this up too, but they continue to work the puck, continue to pressure, and they're rewarded here as, they got Zamula. We'll get to Zamula in a second. Anyway, it's going to come out in front. It's going to be up. It's a nice save. Rebound goes all kinds of crazy back into the corner of the ice. Flyers are able to, there's Igor Zamula doing everything he can to screw it up, but apparently he doesn't, thankfully. I can't stand him. I don't know what he's doing out in the ice anymore. But the Flyers are going to get the puck back here, continue to work it. Matter of fact, Morgan Frost is going to be a huge part of this play, off the puck movement here by the Flyers. He's going to get the nice pass over to Michkov, and he's going to work his way in. And coming in, you see Lawton right there breaking towards the net. Nice pass, bangs off a Lawton himself, and it's going in the net. So nice play there. Again, you got Frost there. I thought really played this well. Really was the big time facilitator here. Michkov, time and space, looking to make a play. Lawton continues to drive the net. It was a weird pass, but hey, it worked, and bangs off Lawton for the goal. And the Flyers go up 2-1 there, despite Igor Zamula's best efforts. And it's 2-1 Flyers at this point. Again, Lawton from Michkov and Frost. It's a shame Frost can't get like a 0.5 assist. Frost is picking it up, man. I give Morgan credit. Over the last 5 games or so, he's been really inserting himself into the play and inserting himself into the score sheet, which is what you want from him. But the Kings would answer at the 16:54 mark of that first period. Kempe, his 17th of the year from Clark, his 18th, and Turcotte, his 10th to tie things up at 2. Let's play it. All right, here we go. So you got a hand pass, right? Well, so let's play that back for all you hockey rule fans out there. I know a lot of people were probably complaining. I was reading about it in some social medias as I was watching the game. It's like, oh, it's a hand pass. It's a hand pass. Absolutely is a hand pass. But in the hockey rule book, the only time you can legally initiate and complete a hand pass is when you're in your defensive zone. And right now, as you can see, the Kings are in their defensive zone. The hand pass is initiated in the defensive zone, and it's touched by a Kings player, again, completed in the defensive zone. So that is a completely legal play, as it will start the odd man rush back the other way for the Kings. So, no fault to their own. I don't know what's going on here. 3-on-2, a funky 3-on-2, about to be a 3-on-3. Nothing really that, this is just, again, I think this is just another bad goal here. Kolosov is going to, actually, you know what? I do want to stop this right here. Let's pop this back, because that's right. This was the goal. So I want you to keep an eye on Kolosov. All right. I want you to keep an eye right here. See how he's kind of turtling up, man? He's kind of like, he's trying to get smaller. And I don't understand that. He's He's sinking. He's not going back in the crease. He's staying up in the crease, which is technically a good spot to be, but he's shrinking. He's pulling his body together. I don't understand what he thinks is going to happen here. See, like he goes smaller, and then that little hesitation, that little smaller where he tries to put his pads together, cost him in that millisecond it took to turn to face the actual shot. Again, let's play it. Let's slow it down again. Watch him go as he turtles up, and then that little hesitation is all it takes at this level. A very savable shot, not a high scoring opportunity. You gotta make that save, man. I'm sorry, you gotta make the save at this level. Look at it. He turtles up, and that's all that takes right there is that little extra movement that he made before sliding to the side. And that's all it takes, man. That's all it friggin' takes at this level. And it's 2-2. And, there's 2 goals. I mean, the first 2 Kings goals, you gotta have them back, man. You gotta have them saves. That would be all the scoring in the first period, 2 goals or 4 goals. The Flyers and Kings would both split 6 shots. So 12 shots total and 4 goals. Not a goalie period at all. Then there would be absolutely nothing happening in the second period. Or no, we got some second period action. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Nothing happening in the second period. Wow. Michkov would get on the board, his 12th of the season, from Lawton in his 13th and Ristolainen his 8th at the 11:03 mark to give the Flyers the lead again. Michkov was definitely the recipient of some bounces tonight, and you'll take them. You'll take them because, again, this is the NHL. There are no points for style in this league, but Michkov, it's good to see him. As I said, good to see him get back in the goal side, especially 5-on-5, as he's really struggled with that. Let's go to Flyers breaking into the zone. Ristolainen actually is going to do a really good job here of kind of driving the puck, driving the net, pulling the play forward. Really facilitating this play really, really well, using that big body of his to keep things moving forward. Lawton and then is going to shoot it above the net. And then it's just kind of a free-for-all. And Michkov's just going to throw it in front there. Again, it's not what you would call the prettiest goal here, but it counts. And that's what happens. Sometimes that's all that counts. You throw the puck on net. What do they say? You can't score in this league unless the puck hits the net or if you put the puck on net. And there you go. You got Ristolainen again, really driving the play here, using that big body of his. If anything, what he's doing right now, he's been playing really well offensively for the last 3 or 4 games. He's really advertising himself for hopefully a potential trade. And then Michkov, again, he just throws the puck towards the net, gets lucky bounce off the goalie, and there you go. Flyers are up 3-2. And everybody's feeling pretty good. Again, Michkov's 12th of the year and his 5th 5-on-5. Flyers would pad their lead out to that 4-2 mark. Joel Farabee, maybe he has turned a corner. Maybe that empty netter last night is going to get things rolling for him. His 6th of the year from Hathaway, his 9th, and Paling his 10th at the 13:42 mark of the second period to get the Flyers up 4-2. And seemingly at this spot, you're feeling really good about the way the Flyers have been pressuring the Kings offensively. You feel really good. Of course, those feelings didn't last, but you feel really good now. Farabee's going to get a shot here. So, all right, Flyers going to come out of the zone. Nice pass. Kind of splits the defenders. Farabee is going to get lost in the defense there. Really good job by Hathaway to kind of, or Paling. Who is that? Paling to really fight off the check there, and everyone's just going to drive the net again. Hockey 101, but I'm sorry, Hathaway. I always get 25 and 19 mixed up. Hathaway really deserves a lot of credit on this goal as he's just going to push this thing. Again, you go to the net. You go to the net. You go to the net. He wouldn't be denied. You could see him trying to pass, and there he goes. He finally gets the pass off. Farabee does a good job too of driving the net, and capitalizes. Again, a gritty good goal for the Flyers. Feeling good, 4-2. 4-2, end of the second period. There is a lot of hockey left to play here, but you got to feel good about the offensive pressure by the Flyers and the way they're buzzing around the net at this point. That would be the but that those good vibes wouldn't last long, because about a minute and a half later, Fogle would get his 11th of the season to cut the lead to 4-3 at 15:04. It would go down as an unassisted goal. Let's bring this up. Now, this goal was scored at the 15:04 mark, so it was around the 5-minute mark remaining left, about 5 minutes left in the period. It's not technically the end of the period, but still, it's going to hurt here, because you don't want to give up this goal here. But all right, again, we're going to pick up play behind the Kings net. This was actually so the Flyers are going to really struggle at times tonight trying to win battles on the boards. Really did struggle at times. And here comes Zamula. Or I'm sorry, it's Sanheim. No, that is Zamula. Okay, so this is the all right. So let's pop this back. This is that play. All right, so here's Zamula. The Flyers have offensive pressures here, but the question goes, I don't know why he's passing it. You got 1, 2, 3 defenders. I mean, I don't understand. First of all, you never pass it across the ice ever. I don't care. I know when you're up at the point and you're quarterbacking a play back and forth, that's when the defense is pushed back and they're not pressuring. These guys are being pressured. You just stay away from going cross ice here. And then Zamula is going to a really bad pass to Konechny, who is in a bad spot to receive this pass. Maybe Konechny should have let this thing go. I don't know. But then Konechny gets in and does even a worse pass right here, which is going to create the breakaway. And there you go. I mean, do I blame Zamula here? Yeah, but I equally blame Konechny too. Maybe you should let the pass go. And it creates this. And then Kovalsov is going to make the initial save, but he's going to give up the rebound right back to the skater, and then Fogel's going to put it in. And there you have it, 4-3. Again, a very demoralizing goal to give up at the back end of the second period after you've pretty much carried the play and you've been skating with the Kings. You've been going goal to goal with them. You've been getting saves at times, and you've been pressuring them, and you have a 4-2 lead. Very demoralizing goal to give up at that point of the second period. So 4-3, that's your score heading into the intermission. The Kings outshot the Flyers 9-8 in that period, and then into the third period, and it was Mr. Kopitar's time. He kind of was laying around all game long. He wasn't really involved in the play. The Flyers did a good job with him, but I mean, do you expect to keep him down the entire game? No. And he definitely made his presence felt in that third period. He will get the game tied at the 6:44 mark. His 11th from Byfield and Morave. That was tied up at 4-4. Let's bring it up. All right, here we go. So here's Kopitar and the Kings. Puck down low. Nice pass. Good job there. Good defense here. But we're going to lose track of some people. And then Kopitar is going to skate right. So look at Kopitar. That's him behind the net right there. Look at him. Everyone, I'm looking at him, but the Flyers aren't. That's the problem here. Is the Kings. This was actually at the end of a really long shift. This shift was like a 2-minute shift. The Flyers could not get a clear here. And, you mess around in your own zone and, they start playing keep away from you. And then something like this is going to happen. And And there you go. There's Kopitar right there at the back end of the net. Sealer exhausted, couldn't keep him away. And there was initial some controversy whether or not the puck went across the line completely. It did. The overhead angle proved that. And the Kings go up 4-3 here. Or I'm sorry, the Kings tie it at 4 on that play. Again, it was at the end of a very long shift where the Flyers just could not get it clear. And that's what's going to happen if you can't get the damn puck out of the zone and you're on the ice for 2 minutes. Stuff like that's going to happen. And then you have 4-4. I don't really give that goal. That's a team goal. That's a bad goal, team wise. But then Kopitar would strike about I don't know, a minute later, 2 minutes later on the power play, off the face-off to make it 5-4 Kings. His 12th from Kempe is 18th, and a play that's been bothering the Flyers all season, and that's the face-off goals. And Kopitar does so much on this play. He wins the face-off, and then he scores the goal somehow. Yeah, it's pretty weird. So let's bring it up. So there's Kopitar right there in the face-off circle. And look, he's turning around, looking at his guy. Hey, listen, man, get ready for it. I'm about to win it and put it right back to you. Let's follow the play now. On the power play, by the way. The only one the Kings had all night long. Puck is down. Kopitar wins the face-off cleanly. And again, he sends it right back to the guy who's probably telling he's about to send it back to. Now, look at Kopitar. He's going to release, as every good centerman does, go towards the net. The puck is going to get flung in the front of the net. It bangs off about, does it bang off of him? Does it bang off a Sealer? Does it bang off both of them? I don't know, but it goes in for the goal, and then it's 5-4 Kings. But I do want to take a look at Kovalsov right here. So, again, coming off the faceoff, he's standing straight up. He's not even looking like he's ready for a shot. Puck is going to go back to the point. He's trying to see around his screen. He's still standing, still not really getting into a position. And then it's too late. It's too late at that point when he does finally get into a position. Was he screened there? Maybe, yeah. But again, standing straight up like that, fighting to get a ready position or a set position, it's too late, man. You can't do it at this level. And there you have 5-4. So that was at the 8:55 mark. It was helter-skelter the rest of the way. Flyers tried, pulled the goalie with about 2 minutes to go. Got some offensive pressure, just couldn't find the equalizer there, and they will fall 5-4 in this game now, pushing themselves back under 500 on the season at 16, 17, and 4. Let's do the stat pack for this game. Flyers now on the power play are 15 for 102, 14% effective with their one shorthanded goal surrendered tonight. The Flyers are now down to 80.7% on the penalty kill. With their 4 goals, though, Flyers have now pushed themselves over the 3 mark. That's right. The Flyers are now averaging 3 goals a game. So there's a positive. First time all season where the Flyers have now conceded that they're averaging 3 goals a game. That's respectable. That's the NHL minimum. It's taken us till almost January to get there, but we're there. So that's something to build off of. Unfortunately, when the goals against, they're now surrendering 3.5 a game. That's not good. The Flyers have also pushed themselves over the 1,000-shot mark on the season now, 1,003 shots for 27 a game. They've given up 1,027 for 27 as well. So kind of, hanging in that spot, 27.7 to 27.1. I'll take that. They gave they're up to 214 takeaways and 542 giveaways. They blocked 20 shots tonight, up to 677, close to 18 or over 18 a game. And Michkov with his 5th goal or his 12th goal of the season, his 5th 5-on-5. Since the 21-22 season, the Flyers are now 109 for 805 on the power play, 13.5%. And I am now 9-9-3 as your host. I'll clear the ice. And there you have it, man. Fast and furious tonight. Flyers fall 5-4. It's a tale of goalies, once again. We broke down about 3 goals where you could pretty much, I'm not saying you pin on Kovalsov, but you know what? Technically, mechanically, a little bit better. I need to see. You're in the NHL here. It's not the KHL. It's not the AHL. It's not the ECHL. It's the NHL. It's the top level of competition in this league. Everything is done faster. Everything is to the millisecond. You can't waste movements. We saw him waste a movement tonight that cost him a lateral move. He's closing his pads instead of sliding, and that cost him a goal. You got to be better. You got to be aware. You got to be from the get. You got to be ready to take a puck. These goals off the face-off have been a problem all season long for the Flyers, and they continue tonight. And I say there are mechanical problems with your goalie. We've broken a few of these already down, and you can see the same tendencies with these goals. The goalie looked like he wasn't ready on a few of them. So mechanically, you got to be better. And, you got to give yourself a better chance. You got to give your team a better chance tonight than the Flyers did. So the Flyers are just so bad at sugarcoat. The Flyers are bad, just no sugarcoat. Barbara, I'm not going to say they're bad. They're not good, but they're not bad, and that's the problem. Is we're not going to sink to the top part of the draft, and we're going to stay around that middle part. And I don't know, it's going to make the rebuild that much harder when you're picking 15th or 16th in the first round. I don't care how many picks you got. Our goalies are the worst in the NHL. Well, they're giving up a lot of goals, Barbara. 3.5 a game, and that's up there. It's one of the worst in the league, yeah. But on the positive side, as I said, they're now scoring 3 a game. So you gotta look at this thing. I know I'm the wrong person to be trying to calm people down, but I'm trying to look at this thing through both sides of the lens, I guess. But the goaltending's got to be better. I mean, it's not a mystery that we're struggling. And we broke down goals tonight that, yeah, you can kind of hang on the goalie. Konechny didn't have the greatest game of his career tonight either, So when you're up 4-2 against a team like the Kings in the second period, the game ain't over. You still have a lot of hockey left to play. And the Flyers seem like when they gave up that 4-3 goal on the breakaway there, it seemed like it kind of took something out of them. And then when they came out for the third period, to me, it looked like they were trying to prevent themselves from losing and not trying to win. And they kind of sucked themselves down in their own zone. They weren't pressuring them anymore, and they were just trying to hold on for dear life. And you're with 20 minutes of doing that, you're not going to be able to do that against a team like the Kings. They're a Stanley Cup playoff team, and they're not going to go away. When you give them 20 minutes to try to score 1 goal, they're going to do it. And they ended up scoring 2. So I expect better, and it's not getting it. It's always something with this team. It's frustrating, Barbara. I agree. But on a day where the Eagles clinched the NFC East, is that sugar-coated a little bit? So the Flyers lose tonight. They will now head to San Jose on Tuesday night, New Year's Eve, and I will ring in the new year with you. Be sure to be here probably around the same time on Tuesday night as I got you for the Flyers and Sharks. And then on Thursday, be Sal with the Knights. And then I will take the road trip to the end on Sunday against the Maple Leafs. So there's your clear the ice schedule for the week. Tomorrow, don't forget Sal and the wraparound. I will be back with the final word on Monday night. So, back to business as usual here on the network as we're getting ready to head into the new year. 5-4 Flyers lose. Tough one. Competitive one. Fun. But again, the Flyers' deficiencies and weaknesses were in full display tonight. Goaltending and lack of that killer instinct as they fall tonight 5-4. I keep watching. Yeah, well, me and you both, Barbara. Me and you both. So everybody, hang in there. Have a good night. Again, thank you for staying up late with me. In the immortal words of Mr. Gene Hart, good night and good hockey.
I've been coming up hot for a minute. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. I drop the top when I'm in it. Everybody know the drop when I'm in it. Yeah, I'm so. Everybody know I'm you know when it click through. Try to send this about to be a trophy.